Okay, sequence pattern correlation lines of tracks. Let's allocate position time centers for position lines of interference, traffic communication point center interference. Now, directing modification lines of screens, we know exactly what's going through center lines of communications. If I allocate position of screen line, direct signals, it modificates the system travel, right? So it knows exactly where to connect in the screen lines. It's a direct communication to a system. Coming to all lines of adaptation have awareness of consciousness of everything around you and travel, right? Points lines graph. Let's start with 4-line rotation. Now I'm in a red line cycle and 2-line rotation surface. Red over red, right? Let's change the line screens. Position lines of 4 lines and equals lines of 2 position location of travel. Now the track position lines I have 4 lines equals lines of 2, 4 lines equals lines of 2. Position lines of security, position lines of infinity. So the team has to get used to the lines of changing coloration lines of their numbers now, because they're going to be all line communications and frame, position location of frameless, timeless, and shapeless. Frameless lines is a file correlation lines of track lines in inventory. It sets lines of track and flow. Let's correlate the track line interference of 4 lines equals lines at high position of 2 track locations. Infinity and security and the heart line conditions. Let's add a 13-line screen. Let's allocate position time frame and position all levels of operation. 13 equals lines of 2. Sets communication lines of 0. Setting communication lines equals lines of 1. Backline centers is 0, 0 track locations. Setting communication line settings, back in line centers of 1, point lines of 7, and track location. Okay? Knowing exactly what I'm doing with your line setting, right? Timeless, shapeless, and formless, and frameless. Now, the team has come into frameless. They're coming to timeless, shapeless, and formless. Frameless is all lines of communications, of course, any line condition or settings when it comes into all calculations. Start with your higher self, your avatar, your sim, and line communication setting to your oversoul. Puts all communication setting and direct signals and how to get a modification screen lines, adaptation lines of service in a 4-line position of 2, 4 position of security, 4 lines equals lines of 2, line condition levels and heart line, calculation setting at 4 track location of zeros, calculation line interference and position of on line setting 107, and track location of 13 equals lines of 2 over pi. Right? What am I talking about? What does it all mean? Well, I know what it means, but it's the mind of travel of everything of what it means. Massive nothing, massive everything, massive equation. And so I'm trying to get the team to understand these things, because in position, once you get into the AVR, it's going to be in line settings. You're going to see yourself through time, shape, and form. Timeless, shapeless, and formless. And you realize, wow, there is no time, there is no shape, and there is no form. Now, once you understand that, you understand the process, how it uses the yin and yang of one process location going one way and one process of going the opposite way in track location. Okay? The center core system. You see the intelligence? Look, intelligence. You see it? Formulate communication centers of travel, point lines of track line interference. What's in the center core system? Figure 8. Okay? Now, directing signals is really understanding how to communicate to the setting lines of high calculation system. Species lines has to get in line connections, 24,000 line settings, and the team has to get 144 line connections, 1,000 line rotation. Remember the track line provision lines. Let's go in correlation lines attractions. 3 zeros, 3 track line provisions equals line correlation setting and interference. 24,000 line setting, 1 center, 3 circles in set locations, 1 line setting, bracket over lines of communications over pi. Track lines highest interference, 1, 2, 3 in position. Correlate to track lines in settings. Calculate modify files of communication. Right? All right, so we set the core lines at 1, 2, and 3, solar sail and track location. Okay? This is all travel line setting and travel. See the light signal? See it come from light? See that flare? See the illumination? See the coloration? See the rainbow graph? See it? See the rainbow graph? Location line settings. Attractions, and now you see the illumination come in. All right, so locations. All right, so to get the correlation lines of how high interference, Hembel's right. The correlation lines I blend into the actual lines in a digital pad that correlates the phase direction of time of the center line communication, but it's timeless, shapeless, and formless, guys. Timeless, shapeless, and formless. All right, so this is timeless, shapeless, and formless. Okay. That's what this is. Everything that you see around you is timeless, shapeless, and formless, and all levels of its own operational system. But it exists all at once. Your body is the existence of everything all at once. Your mind is free of space all at once. It doesn't have thoughts. It doesn't create thoughts. Why? Because it's already done. So you're just coming back to your memories. That's all it is. But the track line center and line position opens all calculated setting. You have a dimension line sail, solar sail, track lines, and high position case into its calculation. Direct lines and modification lines of center, crop circles, and line position to its location system of travel. You got to modify it. Direct line signals. See the line indicated? See how the line aligns its settings? It knows exactly where to go in center, which means it's a magnetic line screen in solar flares and track locations. Open up the signals, send communications, code weaving instructions, change position, right through center correlation, right? So the light itself is directing the digital pad and line setting. It knows exactly where it is. It becomes a compass, right? Clock division lines is a clock line screen. It allocates position time frames. Now, putting clock lines at high center interference runs its own system of programs, two-track location and provision. Sun lines, code lines, screen lines allocate line center interference. Now, every time I flash that line setting, it knows exactly where it's indicating. See the light? See the digital pad? They're communicating with each other. But see the indication? So where's that interaction? Right here in center, in set location, right? Now, once I put it in center, watch what happens. See the light setting. Sets location centers and travels. Point lines is scrap. Center line position over cross. Sets communication line signals. Knows exactly where the light needs to go. Attraction, center communication. Direct lines and magnetic lines at three-track location. So I keep using the light and traction, right? Because it changes its position location when it's setting. Three correlation lines, molecule design lines at three centers. Sets communications back in center, right? Changes correlation setting and attractions, center communication lines and high center interference and position of its portals. So it communicates through its system and travels. When lens attracts, see that? You see that? See how it changes position? Wow, right? And that's all through light. So you communicate with light and all line communication and mapping sequence. It gives you in position of coordinates, all through line setting, guys. So once you understand that, then you send the portal communication line setting sets all communication of center lines in your flywheel attract location. Directing lines of modification at all levels of platforms, all communication setting puts you at levels of all operations set location in your AVRs and track location. Right, see? See the arrow? Turned into an arrow. It's showing you what the light can do. It turns into an arrow, people. All right? So your body is a magnet. See, look. Line graphs, line screens, allocate position time frames, location centers. Watch. See that? See that? See that light? See that light? Right through the line screen. See? Beacon lights. Hemdall, beacon lights. Okay? Track location provision. Okay? So you have to really have fun with light. Now the light lines its screen. Now allocates position time frames. It all lines its centers and all communications back in frame. Now this is going to get very complicated because of the central system of the correlation line setting is going to change the face recognition of time sequence in its application. Look at that, it disappeared. I drew a face and it disappeared. Where did it go? Center core setting. Light signal line tractions right there in direction. See? Three lines of communication. Well, look. See? It knows exactly when to come in frame. So it tells me the light signal is in line traction. That's a balanced lines of the scale that sets a metric meter and location setting and travel calculation of point lines and graphs. Now, if I take it off the frame, it center lines its communication. See? Hemdall, beacon lights. Okay. All right. So I think we're getting lines of core and track provision lines of cycles. Position lines of high center interference, puts lines of communication setting back in traction. So once you understand the core line setting and clock lines, it becomes clockless, timeless, and shapeless in a three-line measure. So I'm showing you exactly what you can do through light, you know exactly through the indication what it's doing through travel. So it tells you in direction. So center core lines is split lines, two patterns, shows me exactly what to do. I set with position location calculations. Let's go through travel lines. Okay, signal line communication. All right. So it's pretty amazing how light can actually give you travel line screens, direct signals. So when I take it away, it communicates to centers. See that? Isn't that amazing? Amazing how it just travels lines of screen location adaptation lines of surface, one line signature screen lines, and center correlation setting attractions, right? Measure lines of scales is a triangulation split line communication. It changes the direction. See the light signal come in? So that's one panel screen, right? So location line conditions. Oh, we got a line center correlation. Oh, we got another center line condition setting. And we got another line rotation surface. And we got a panel correlation split line, all through light. Okay, now the light itself is showing you schematics of the line screen. So it's really understand how to core the system and travel. So you guys have to understand timeless, shapeless, and formless is track location of light. Light formulates in everything line connects to its energy, and you become formless, shapeless, and timeless. So you really start to connect better with lights. See? You connect better with lights in set location, right? Lights communicate with you. They communicate all calculus line screens. It directs lines of communications, one setting, one travel. So I'm showing locations, travel position, point lines, attraction. There we go, line signatures, line screen. Set location centers. Measure lines of scales. Oh, there we go. Whoa, there. Whoa, there we go. Oh, yeah, there. Yeah. So that's a core setting. Beacon light setting calculations. Indicates position programs. Change position. See the light signal go through right through the line screen? So really get in the information line screen. Finger point lines attractions. 5 lines, 10 line tractions. 1 position, 4 tractions, 6 lines, 8 line, 10 position. 2 track number vision. Change locations. There we go. And we got light signals. Line graphs, screen lines, high interference, scan line rotation surface. Open track vision. Correlate back and forth line rotation surface. Correlation setting. Direct signal modification. Direct lines of panels. Split lines anomaly and track location. See that? So you go. The center core position of lights is really to stand. The team has to really use their hands more through light signature screens. Sets communication of patterns and set position of travel and line conditions or levels of solar graph interference. It changes the light signals of travels in a 2-vector line cross screen. Getting in position to your location centers really gets you in lights attractions in set position. But you're always working with line graphs of XT1000s and all plateau in a 4-line screen. 1 position, 2 position, 3 position, 4. All through set conditions, right? And the light shows you the direction of where to go. Okay, it shows you where the direction to go. So we got a line signal cross line. Okay, energy line rotation surface, center core system of center calculations, energized platforms in a 3-line, 4-line cycle, change the light signatures and patterns of clock location setting, and travel position operation. See how it changes the light? Now it's a below line screen. So that's a beta line rotation. Complicated, right? So that's 1 atom line rotation surface in an atmosphere line screen, position location of the biosphere, line conditions to its atmospheres, setting correlation lines at ionospheres, lines allocation of inner spheres, location of outer spheres, location setting, travel position of point lines attractions, and center calculation. Complicated stuff, all through light. So I'm getting information panels from the light itself that's drawing the structure of design, how the mechanism line center the 4-wave pattern and rotations of light and tractions in set location. Communication line center of travel. All right. So we have to really understand the light. See, there's light here, right? Where's the light coming from? Where is it going? Where is it directing to? In set position. Where is it traveling, right? The center core system is traveling constantly, everywhere, all at once. But the center core system never leaves. The center position is you. It never leaves, right? So once you understand the travel lines, the correlations of the track line change provision lines of dimensional solar sails, it puts position to its location system to time centers Okay, so we go through 25 line cycle. Let's go through 3 lines equals lines of 3. Set communication lines. That's not going to be 14:4. Now, I want you guys to understand 14 minutes and 45 seconds. You could change the time clocking because it's timeless, shapeless, and formless, right? And what you do through light. So the actual 14 is nothing but a light signature. So it doesn't exist, but it exists all at once. And the main of the mind frame puts position line centers. So it's not 15:02, right? It's now 16:02, right? Setting core lines attractions changes light travel. See the light signature? See that? 2 lines split, right? So it's telling me location this way and this way in traction, all through light. Sets correlation lines of 0, 2, travels line sending interference of 0, 2 in operation surface, all through light. So the light is showing me the tractions and setting. Now, direct lines of communication is really to understand how to use line conditions of core. So when you're looking at time, it's not time. Time doesn't exist, people. Now, you have to understand if time doesn't exist, nothing exists, but it exists all at once. Now, what does that mean in position of its program? To understand the correlation. So it doesn't matter how many times I have 15 line setting, 15 minutes, I can allocate in position of 18 minutes, or I can change one line screen line into 18 hours and set the position locations into 18 seconds, into 18 frames, and 18 tractions, and 18 rotations, and set calculation. Right? Now I go through the light, and it shows me exactly where I need to go. Okay? Right? So the track division lines and center lines of 2 line cycles and 3 line rotations, surface and track position of operation line condition setting, 4 communication lines, a decahedron rotation, surface and travel. And that's all through light. See, it's showing me, right? The light itself is showing me exactly how to structure the design an 18 line cycle and set the case line conditions and position of patterns. Very complicated stuff, guys. So the team has to basically recognize these things. It really gets a position of its program all through set location in your travels. Spectrum correlation lines attractions or anything the dimensional solar set. So every time I flash the light communication, it shows me exactly where I need to go. Okay? Center core system, center line. Opens up track line position of its operation surface and location setting. All through light. See, it disappeared. You didn't see it. See? Every time I do it, it disappears and then it reappears in traction. Right? So it's skip line and highest interference. You know how fast that line travels its light communication and acceleration of Mach, line rotation centers of traffic communication and position? 1 billion line cycles in one frame. 1 billion line cycles in one frame in 1 second. Now you don't see the face recognition because the timeline sequence of the lights changes co-line interference and a 4-track division lines and a dental line rotation surface. Correlates the track interference of phase work to time sequence. Each light has a core setting of attraction. So it's getting very complicated, right? Because I'm connecting it all through light. Right? And then my hand disappears. And then it reappears. Disappears, reappears. Disappears, reappears. Disappears, reappears. Okay? So it's the connections where you actually see the light coming out and it reflects everything here. And it reflects everything through center core. Okay? So me in the center line, let's core the track interference. Light's picking up line screens. Let's allocate position time frames. So I got a shoulder blade, center core line interference, halfway pipe, got a correlates lines attractions, measure line, 1 rotations, center core tractions. Remember, this is all through hologram. Center communication line settings, window frame correlation line traction and position, center correlation lines and high interference, calculate the line setting line condition to its position, and we allocate position of box centers into mainframe, turn in rotation to a cycle. All right, so it sets communication, right? So I'm sitting in the chair, right? So I got a line screen of shadows above line screen, right? Now I get a light signature line screen of waving line cycles that generates my face line in position of shadow lines in a 3-line position of program. Direct lines of communication. So it's kind of like mocking the light screen line interference where it is and measure. Now I have a scale line. See the light? The light is showing me exactly what I need to add. See? See the light? See the light? It shows me exactly. So the center core system is off. I get a retract division, center core system, and a triangulation split line and calculation. Okay? It shows me exactly where I need to be. Center core setting, center line rotation, center correlation. Okay? So you have to really understand how this all works, because the light, shades, and shadows comes in all information setting, because the team has to get used to their light, their shades, and their shadows and merge into one cycle and one communication system, all through one clocking and one rotation. The light comes in. So the light itself is a compass. See? Center core system. Let's change the correlation lines and calculate. Let's go through security line measure. Set position calculations. Where are we? Okay, we got a 3-line setting. So we got to allocate position of black line. So we got a 3-line center interference. Let's change position program setting correlation lines to track interference. Sets position line calculation measure. Where are we in traction? Okay, center communication 1 splits lines and anomaly lines. Let's go through green line rotation, surface, and traction. Where are we in position? Okay, center correlation lines, split lines of 3-line rotation and pi and traction. Done by equation. That's all done through light. Light communicate with the digital pad communicate with my hand communicate with the chair communicate with my body communicate with everything through light track communication, everything through the grounds, operation line cycles, all communication all at once through timeless, shapeless, and formless. Timeless, shapeless, and formless. Timeless, shapeless, and formless. All through clocking. Okay. All right. Mastering your communication line screen is all about understanding how to correlate the communication setting to travels. So let's say we get a 20-line cycle. Now I get a 20-line rotation surface and a 0 lines and 8-line rotation. Right? Sets lines of 8, sets lines of 2, sets lines of 1, sets lines of 0 on track location. Let's say what the indication of the light says. Okay, so we got a line signal off, correlation at traction. Okay, we got a light position line center interference. And we got a center core system. So that means I got to change it to red and travel in center position. Okay, now it's balanced. See, it's not moving. The light's not moving indicated by itself. It's staying in the center core. So I'm good to go, right? So I set the solar flare, solar correlation track line interference, and set position split lines anomalies and a 4-track vision line cycles of communication. Done by equation, right? Center communication, then center line, center core, right? Light comes in traction, see? Light comes in traction, sets communication. So it sets lines of communication lines in a 4-wave pattern, 1 position, 2, 3, and 4 lines. Where are we in traction? Okay, center core lines, split lines, 2 lines, anomalies, a 3-track division. Done by equation. Okay, all through light. I got all information from this from light. So the team has to really understand that it through shapeless, timeless, and formless. Because we're nothing but dimensional beings of light, so we have to recognize everything through light. Because that's all we are. Dimensional beings of light. That's timeless, shapeless, and formless all at once. And once you start to recognize the communication of the patterns, lines of lights, and high interference, it's going to show you the measure correlation lines of graph communication setting, how it allocates position of time frames in its allocation. All right, so we get a line signal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 light signatures and line screening, position location of 1 line cycle line. Correlate to track lines of pi and generation screen adaptation, all through light. Right? Setting platforms, I can add platforms, but then I got to communicate back to the light in a 4-track division. Okay, so we're in the center core system. That's good through line center. That's out of green line cycle. Center core line. Where are you in position? All right, so we're in balance. Done by equation. So the light itself is a measure. So it's like a scale. It's like a connection setting when you're putting up a picture of a frame, a painting. You got a 4-line position, and you got a ruler balancing it out. That's why you have light. Light, see? Oh, we got light track. That's off, right? So it's telling me that this is open. I got to close it. I know, it's crazy, eh? So it's telling me to close all 4 corners in position of its light. So light itself is going to show me exactly where I am. Oh, good. So I got 1 signal. Line communication, where are we? Oh, there we go. 1 center position of 0 correlation. Yep, again, another line calculation of 0 line connection. And we're good in the center position, split line. There we go. Track location and balance. Back in center line interference, geometry line interference, and position locations. 4-track divisions. Where are we in correlation, setting, and traction? 1, 2, 3, 4. Split lines anomalies, equivocation of 1, 2, 3, 4. And track location of ruler. Where are we in traction? Oh, right. There are location line centers. 0 correlation of clock. and split line anomaly. Set correlation setting, bounce position travel. Now, if it's lined, the light's going to show you. Okay, so it's balanced. See, it's closed. See, the light, it shows you exactly where the box is open. The light itself is its balance of its measure that correlates the track line position to its operation to its ruler that sets location. Balance, people, balance all through light. Now we're balanced. You see how that works? I'm constantly working with the light, and that's what the team has to get into. You can set up rulers and scales and geometry settings and geographical mappings and coordinates. And Hendal, you can use your towers. Heather, you can use your Vega, all through light. All through light. Gypsy, you can set up portals and communications. And it's going to show you how to light structure your settings of balance and position, where you're off the calculations of structures of design. The light itself will help you out. Why? Because it's aware consciously of everything in its location at all timelines all at once. Powerful stuff. All right, this is all created through light. All through light. It's showing you what it can do. That itself is its own face recognition. All right, so in position of scales, it's going to get more complicated now, right? So the track line high interference, you guys are now 121. You're 121 now. So where are we in traction? Let's go through the light. What's the light saying in position? We got track division cycles. Oh, we got mirror lines. Correlation setting. Oh, we got mirror interference, right? So the light itself is showing its own reflection of its own setting. And if you look really close, oh, there it is, line signal. Cross-line connections, one-line system. Oh, we got a two-line system. And where are we? Oh, we got a three-line drop. And we got a one-line cycle. And where are we? And we are balanced in center. Zero correlation setting, balance. Boom, 121. That's 121 provision line cycles and high correlation setting. So that's 16,000 screens, one signature, one pattern, one pi, one rotation, time sectors, time correlations, triangulation reset, a program, and CPU, and correlation lines equals light subtraction, all through light. So that's how light helps you out, guys. So this was created through light. All right, so are we getting our positional line centers here? Because it's opening up more lines of communication, right? So it's going to help you to understand how to see yourself through timeless, shapeless, and formless. But you've got to get into light, have fun with it through the inner child, okay? Because everything around you is lights and shades and shadows. For example, so you always use the light as an indicator, as a compass. Okay, so this is what it is. Setting communication. The light comes in, right? So it shows you where you're off in position. Okay, it shows you where you're off in position, guys, through your pi. All right, so we go for the light. Where are we? Balance. See the light come in? Right? It shows you if it's in balance. It shows you where you're off balance. Track. Oh, we got to locate. Yep, we're in balance. So really understand the clock lines of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 locations. Okay, complete balance, all through setting. All right, that's created through light. So you have to have conversations with the telepathy of telepathy. Telepathy equals telemp. Telemp. Lamp. 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 Lamps. Solar lamps. Correlation lamps. Lamp. Telemp. Telepathy. Telepathy. All right? So it's the mind conceptual lines of light. The correlation is the in-line setting. You're reaching position. You use light as a compass so you can balance out what you're seeing through the sun. If you're in a track vision line cycles and the moon is here and sun is here in travel, you're going to have an indicating position of the moon and the center of the sun, shade and communication. So you use the light and it shows you exactly what you're doing wrong. Okay, what's wrong in position? Okay, so the indicator's offline connection. Now it's balanced. See the indication right in the center, right? Sets correlation right in center position. Light is showing you. All through traction, people. It's crazy, I know. So, but it's amazing what light can do and how it can show you, right? Your box is off, right? If it's balanced, it's going to stay in line signal. But if it's off position, it's going to show you through corners, okay, through adaptation. So again, if I do a triangulation, split line, and correlation line track interference, let's allocate position time frame and set position. Watch what happens with the light. It shows you where to go. Right? See that line there? See that line? It says it's got a line as signal. So line, signal, position, and travel. Point track location. Together. Where we travel? Now we're in center position, center correlation. Right? But there's one piece missing, right? Where does it go? Oh, track position, line, center. So close that center, sets location. Now we're in complete cycle. Are we in position? Now we're in balance, center correlation, right? So the line itself indicates position of balance. Hoo-ah! So I got information from the light saying that this triangulation line connection was open. Hoo-ah! Phenomenon. Now the team has to get into that. Have fun with the light. Have fun with the light. Have fun with the light. I'm showing you exactly what you can do with light when it bounces its own setting. And its application is showing exactly what is right and what is wrong. Now you have to understand that, because the thing is, light itself has its position, but the frequencies are so high in travel, it knows exactly what to do to balance you out through your compass, through your sun, and through your moon. Ooh. Now, getting position lines of travel lines, you have light track line position, zone flux fast communication line, screen interference, high position of the program, web inside line condition levels, line track interference, high position location, line condition, high interference, high position of the program. So all position locations, outline center, high line rotations, high calculation, high program locations, all clock line connections is all timeless, shiftless, and formless, all through light. Okay, it's very powerful, isn't it? You guys are starting to get a better understanding why you use light. Light bounces you out, and it shows you what it can do through triangulation or a box, knowing that there's an open panel, knowing you have to close that so you can continue on its travel and high calculation, high position of its program. So the team understands how to really travel through light, through telepathy, lamp. Okay? So you have to understand, use the telecommunication setting of travel, right? Empathy, right? So that's EM, empathy, right? ESP. So the P line is its program, and position of teleportation correlates to calculating line interference in high calculating line, H line center line position, of Y line sequence its application, telepathy. All right, so the M line, since it's mind lines, a constant communication of CPU, sets position of programs, line connect setting, light signature patterns, and correlation lines attractions. All right. So, so this is an interesting class, eh? So you have to understand, when you're looking at things, timeless, shiftless, and formless, you have to learn light through compass now. Okay, let's say you're on the beach and you have no direction where you're going, right? So you have the shade in center position of two correlates and setting of travel, right? So this is all shade, all right, and position, right? So you have the moon over here in reflection, and setting correlates and setting attraction, and setting calculation, right? So you're in a north line sector, sets the position of light, where attraction, center correlation to the balance. See? So the light itself, it shows you its compass, where you're off and where you're on, where you need to go, what you need to do, right? So light in position does have a right or wrong, because what you're balancing in position line, its calculation, is its scale. You're balancing out a scale, okay? That's what you're balancing. You're balancing a scale, people. Okay, you're balancing your scale of yourself. If I put that to light, where are we in traction? Okay, balance, right? Line signals right across, boom, right? Balance. So, once you understand how to use yourself, and when you're looking at a clock, it's not a clock, because it's timeless. So if you're looking at yourself, you're formless. And if you see shapes, it's shapeless. So there's no time, there's no capacitor of time, there's no volume, there's no mass, there's no velocity, because it's going too fast. So when you look at light, it's going so fast you can't even see it through measure. And once you understand that, you have to slow it down. When you slow it down, the mechanisms of your body slows down. So it's like your heart. It's like when you're underwater. So you can stay underwater longer. You got to control your light. When you can control your light becomes a compass of light for a set location through pi. So that's correlation, balance connection. See the balance? It's showing you the light what it can do. So light signals line, screen line, center interference, and positional webbing, and trifurcation line can have its position of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 set locations. All through light. Now it's balanced, see? Center core system and center calculations. Now it can travel out lines of communication. See? It's going to travel now. Okay? See? It's traveling. So once you understand that, and you look at your clock, and you say, well, it's not 35 minutes and 54 seconds. It's 35 hours and 57 seconds. Or it's 9 hours and 67 seconds. So it's about flipping the switch through space and time and space, because it's timeless, shapeless, and formless. So the more you recognize the timeless, shapeless, and formless, you're going too fast to slow yourself down. To slow yourself down, now you're in mechanism of light. You got to slow yourself down first in position. Now, once you slow yourself down, you can slow down space and time through light. And that will show you a compass and line signals and set locations of what you're doing wrong in fraction. Okay? So there is a right or wrong when it comes in light, because light's showing you its compass of what it can do in fractions. Now, once you get to a certain line of communication, you realize there is no right or wrong because there's nothing in question. There's nothing to scale until you scale, right? So scale doesn't exist. Lines don't exist. This doesn't exist. Nothing exists, but it exists all at once, which becomes timeless, shapeless, and formless in all levels of space and time. Okay? I know, it's exciting, eh, Trinity? But I just want you to understand what you can create through light, guys, and what light shows you. What light can show you. What actual light can show you. This is your friend. It becomes your friend, relationship, and partnership. Okay? And so you have to understand the connection of its time is timeless, shapeless, formless. And then you realize you're not looking at a clock because there's no time. It's timeless. So you can do anything in direct and redirect with your binaries and your transistors and resistors. It's not 26 lines of volume and position here. There's 36,000. There's 5 line tractions. There's not 5 track locations. There's 5 billion line cycles. Okay, it's not 37 minutes. It's 47 minutes. It's 57 minutes. Because it's the avatar traveling. It's not the conception that you guys have to release in settings. You have to let yourself go and always inform and let the mind in position of empty space. That's the only way you're going to be able to understand time, timeless, shape, shapeless, form, formless, and understanding what can happen when you get balance in all communications and all track locations of light. And what it does for you. So you got to build those relationships with your settings. That's the only way it works. Light shows you exactly its compass and what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, because you're not doing anything right, but you're not doing anything wrong, but you don't understand the difference. And what you have to balance is position, is calculation modified, is your connections, right? Is it off balance? Yes, it is. Track position. It knows where it is. Is it off balance? Yes, it is. It's in track location, right? Where is it now? Off position, right? You see? Until you get balance. Once it gets in balance, the light will change. Okay? The light will change. Now it's in balance, straight line connection. Ooh-ah. All through light, right? Amazing, isn't it? You're starting to connect now, and the team's getting the lines of high information where they become timeless, shapeless, and formless. So when you start looking at things, start looking at everything timeless, start looking at everything through shapeless, and start looking at everything formless. Okay, but try to get in provision lines to slow down your space, communicate your space, pause your space, slow down your space, get in that line's high interference because you guys are coming into your edit space line screens. Now, edit space line screen location is line connected to its film strip. Direct modification screen interference comes all communication setting to your system and travel, right? So it's an hourglass and set lines to its communication, right? Correlations, attractions, high setting. Where are we in position travel? Okay, one signal off, communication. Where's the track position line center interference? Okay, center core system back in balance. Are we in set location? Thank you. Center correlation line, zero gravity line rotation surface, and time editor and rotation cycle. Now that allocates position time frame, sets pi, correlation lines, attractions, high center interference. So it's showing you exactly what to do next. Okay, line signals up and line setting. Track division lines of cycle line, communication lines of pi, generate the screen line interference, high position of pi correlation. Balance, right and straight line communication. Boom! All through light. See what light can do for you? All right. So really get into that now because the team's going to hardline screen. Now the AVR line rotation is all about understanding how to communicate to a setting all through tractions, right? Because you're nothing but a hologram, but you have to understand the structure of division line centers opens all track to its medium. Now that's a mediation graph, correlation line calculation set in med, position line set is a meta, correlation line interference into correlation setting calculation line conditions is a mega, center correlation line interference into delta, and communication alpha, and set location of travel. Let's go through light and where we are in traction. Okay, so we got a pi generation line, split lines of 3 travels, and position operation. Okay, one signal line off, position. Okay, center core system in position of balance. Inline communication of light. So light showed me exactly what I need to do. Okay? So, and this is through an alphabet line screen. This is all through wavelines. Each light signature has a lightless, timeless, and shapeless formless communication setting to its compilation. The compilation line is like a double print. It's travels line setting. Let's go through 42 traction. Remember, it's not time. I'm turning 42 lines. I'm turning the actual time into files. I'm turning the 25 volumes into clocking. I'm turning the 5 correlation settings into time. You guys understand, if you're timeless, shapeless, and formless, you can add position of space and time through time, shape, and form. You have to understand how to go backwards and forwards and set location. That's what you have to understand through binaries, where you can go through transition resist locations without emotion. Get your position traveling. Where are we in line setting? Okay, off calculation, 1 ground. Where are we in position of center? Split lines anomaly of 3-track division and 3 line conditions of 4 settings. Are we balanced? Center core system, line connection, center position operation, center communication setting, balanced through light. Okay? So that's what I need the team to do. Okay, really start connecting line center interference. Have fun with the light. Really understand the formations of light, because you can connect with anything through command centers. Heather, you can connect with anything through formation locations to your system through Vega. Gypsy can connect with anything through light communication portals and stargates at any time through mapping sequence. And Dog, you can connect with anything through light communication setting to your towers. And Chris, you can connect with anything you want locations to your flywheel, all through light. Okay? You have to understand the process of light now, because it's becoming your friend, relationship, and partnership now. Okay? This is going to help you and guide you to get out of structure, get out of design. Okay? Get out of schematics. Okay? Become timeless, shapeless, and formless, and become time, shape, and form, which becomes all levels of correlation setting, right? So you don't need to balance everything, because the mind is empty of space. So if I said a 4-track division, where are we in correlation? Okay, center core line center, split lines and anomalies, and a 3-track division. Are we center? Yes, we are. Center correlation, center communication, center positional point, center interference. Set location center, line communication in the system. Balance? Yep, we are in line condition of 1 line, 4 line, track line, 3 line, position 7 line, 8 line, position 9, 10, line communication of pi generation. Done by equation. Boom, right through the center. Balance, right? all through light. Team has to communicate with light. Same with species. All right, so track line screens and location setting and positional location. Light is just programs. It's files and files of data. So all levels of travel and position. Files and files and files and files of data, data, data. That's all it is. All right, that's data. Let's use the light tractions. Let's say we are at locations. Oh, we got to indicate line screen, 0 line. Where's the rotation spin? Oh, correlation line connection, 1 line graph line. Oh, we got 1 positional off count communication sending and travel, point lines of graphs. Okay, indicate line interference, 3,000 line centers. 3,000 lines, center line rotates 3 zeros, bracket communication line, center line connection of 6 over lines of 7, 8 lines of 8, 9 lines of 10, traffic communication 11, 12 indicates lines of lights, signal line of solar flares, correlation sending, solar sail. Are we in track and position of balance? And we're in balance. See? Boom. See the light? Balance, position, travel, point lines, attractions, move on, communication. Hoo-ah! All through light. All right, so the team knows what they're coming into now. Fun, eh? So it gives you directions of data, process, correlation, and interaction. Let's start with the cup. Now there's got a light signature screen and setting calculation lines. Going to correlate communication, sending travels. So I'm going to go through the light and see if it's balanced. Track communication, point lines of graphs, setting communication line settings, all levels of surface, track divisions and sight lines, communication and travel calculations. Point lines of graph. Are we in balance? No, we're off balance communication. So the center line communication, this is not balanced. It's got a center line communication back and setting, high interference. Correlate to track interference, correlate to high line rotation, sight line, communication and system travel. Are we balanced? Yes, we are. We're balanced in center communication. Now we can travel through the platforms, communication line screens, high center interference, and set position its operation all through its cup. Cup to come to the communication line, sending high interference, sets position location line connection, also can travel in line rotation surface and travel communication. Are we balanced now? Center core system opens up portals and Stargate lines of calculation. Done by equation. All right, all through light. Communicate with light, people. It's all through data, all through a coffee cup. All right, so that's what you all are coming back to, is its memory to everything through data. So you're processing everything that you see and you're trying to understand what it is through its light, shades, and shadows, because everything around you is all timelines all at once, which means everything around you is timeless, shapeless, and formless, that anything you get in process of, you have to understand the data so fast in sequence. So fast in sequence, especially if you're going to be in 1 trillion line centers per second, per line, per square, per pi. That puts your position lines of travels in line connection high positioners program of timeless, shapeless, and formless, and set position locations of your calculation, right? So let's get a 47 line screen. Remember, it's not time. I don't look at time anymore. 47, let's add lines, let's add equals lines of 8,000 line screens. 3 center line communication setting, 47 equals lines 8,000. That's not the time. Yes, it is. Who says it has to be the time? So if it's not the time, what is it? Timeless, shapeless, formless. So you can have time or no time. Have shape, no shape. Have form, no form. Okay? So you're never really looking at time, are you? Because it doesn't exist. Because you're all lines of all communications all at once. And the mind itself is just empty space. So it can do whatever it wants. It can program whatever it wants. It decodes everything it wants. And it can do anything in position location because it's constantly in position all timelines all at once. Okay? I'm showing you so many lines of communications what you can do in traffication. All through light. Okay? Okay, so we got a signature line screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set locations. So you're going to show me what to do next. Okay, off calculation lines of 0, 0, 0, lines of 1, 0, 0, 0. Calculation. All right, balance lines. So let's correlate the pi line. Okay, we got a signature line, the screen line. Okay, we allocate position time frame. Okay, we get a signature high positional form frame. And we get a correlation lines of high interference of 0, 0, 0, line connection of 1, 0 line, center line, 1 line, 0. Set communication of 0, 0, 0, 0. Set position of 0, 1, line connection all levels, and set location. Are we balanced? Now we're balanced communication of center operation. Done by equation. Hoo-ah! All through light. See what light can do and help you out? So it's important you understand what you come into, really understand how to direct and redirect. See, the process is understanding like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0, right? 0 equals 0. 0 equals 1. 0 equals apple. 0 equals boat. Now you understand the process, how this all works, where you become timeless, shapeless, and formless, and everything you look at, you have to learn how to get direct and redirect. Direct and redirect. And set location. Okay? Because there's constantly traveling through traffic flow. All right? Your inventories are extremely important through light communication of lights. I know you guys are blown away, but I'm just showing you what light is to your system. It's nothing but a ruler, a compass of your mapping, position, location of your coordinates. Right? You can even add light signatures, and you can bring your planets in your room, and you see it in a hologram. You got to get out of your imagination line screens, and you got to get position all formation locations of what you can do in your position, your AVR system. Bring it to life, people. Bring it to life. Now, once you understand that you're timeless, shapeless, and formless, everything comes in position location of sequence locations of pi. If I allocate position time frame, set position, light comes in. Okay, so we have a center core system off calculation. What's the off position? Okay, signal line communication is pi generation. Okay, so that's 1/3. Center coordinate lines, a half line, screen line have 1/5. Change line communication in position box. Center correlated line interference and center communication in position program. Are we balanced? Nope, we're off position. Calculation modified. Where are we in position? Okay, center correlation lines of center, calculate line interference to try position operation. Done. Are we balanced? Copy that. Balance. All through light. Okay, now you understand the process where I want you guys to get into pi, take lines of communication setting, take a C, and try to set up position as travels in all point line center. What does C in calculation mean through light? Point lines of graphs, dockings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in position. Center core system, line condition setting, eye set location. So what are your eyes, guys? What are your eyes? Platforms. Okay, your eyes are platforms, right? So what are your platforms? This is going to make sense now. Watch, look at this. Boom. That's what your eyes do. They travel, right? Right in the back. They go in the eye central line connection, right in the back, right? So that's how you start recognizing the galaxies of the space in between and line rotations, all calculation lines, line communication of expansion. You go back into your eyes, back. Your eyes are platforms. They set up platforms. Right? You open up the door. Right? You go through, right? So that's what your eyes are for, to go through platforms. Okay, let's go through track line, position, location, line conditions. Why is it so important to send the platforms? Because of the eye central line communication of the windows of the soul. Windows. Eyes are your platforms, people. Platforms of travel. Woo. Okay? So it makes sense, doesn't it? Your eyes are platforms. Right? Now, when you're the data, sets up the highways. Woo-wee! Look at this. Look at this. They come out and expand all through the eye central system. Now, when you get a core track line interference, the eyes gets a lot more easier in lines of the AVR line rotations. Block line centers, line connection eye interference, sets position travels, point lines of graphs, coming at 4 lines of cycles, communication line center, center communication, center correlation line connections, 1 position, 2 position. So what's above, what's below? What do you put together? I central lines of for travel and position operation of platforms of communication. Hoo-ah! So what is the center core system? Your eyes, guys. It's your eye. Your eyes are the platforms that go through inside you. Inside you. So if I allocate position eye line center, right over line, right over position over left, center core system of yin and yang, center communication, sending the program, set position operation, sets communication, center calculations. Are we in position? Center correlation, center calculation, balance line sending, all through light. So communicate with the light, it gives you balance. It shows you exactly where you go off in correlation at compass. It's a ruler, people. So when you put up a painting or a line condition, all lines of a canvas, you put the ruler, right, which is water. It's level. It's a level. It's a level. What is light? A level. What is light? A compass. Okay? Very powerful, isn't it, in set position? Now you understand why it's so important to understand what your eyes are? Platforms going back. Right, left, left, right. Okay? Crossing signals. Highways. Okay? All right. So you understand your position, location of centers, right? How it works in all communications. So what light does, it travels in position and it goes back. So it goes to 24, 48, 72, 144, 24, 48, 72, 144, 24, 48, 72, 144, 24, 48, 72, 144. So it's constantly going to where? The grid. Now, what happens when it gets in the grid? Comes in. The clocking, right? It comes into the clocking. Okay? You go through the clocking, right? And that puts you in position of travels and correlation, set, and attraction. All through measure, all through scale, all through balance, all through light. Right? Light's giving you exactly that you're balanced in between. It's got an indicating light line and a beacon light rotation. So the light will tell you if you're off or on through a compass, through a level, people. A level, right? So what are you balancing? Chris is going to love that. Your flywheel. Hoo-ah. All right? So that's what is in position. Okay? Now you understand what your eyes are? They're platforms to get into your dimensions of space and time. Okay? We good? We understand? So once you stand the platforms, it gets much easier in set location. Okay? Now the team is crossing line screens now. Okay? To higher line connection. So they can go this way, they can go this way. I mean, they can pretty much go anywhere. They want. You know, you sit at platforms in your eye, and you sit at data highways, highways, and all communication, all programs, all line communication, everywhere, all line interference, all lines of all communication, and position location, calculate, modify, and all timelines all at once. Hoo-ah! That's a lot of traffic and flow through I-line communication of platforms. And at 24, 48, 72, 144. Now, once you get into 144, your hemispheres change, your constellation changes, your traffic flow, your binaries change. You build up more lines in inventory. Right? So what am I doing? Traveling through the eye line of platform. There's a door. Go through. Come back. Right? That's all it is, the eye. Now you understand the platforms of 24, 48, 72, 144, what it means to the eye central calculation lines. What are you doing? Looking through window frame. Okay, it's ready to go. Correlation setting. We got position of perimeters. Now we're line signaling, calculating the lines I can go through. Delta heading. Tango, foxtrot. Okay? Keeping aware consciously of what you're doing when you're going through the eye center line communication of your circuits in your platforms and position locations going beyond. You don't look at my hand, you look at me. You don't look at me, you look at the wall. Okay? So every time you're going back, everything in front is moving. So if you don't look at my hand, you don't look at me, you don't look at the back of the wall, there's something. Let's say there's no wall in position, and now you see a car, right? So you see that position location, look at the car, you're going to see this position move, you're going to see that position move, you're going to see me move, and you're going to see the hand move all at once. And they correlate the communication of light. The light lets you know if it's balanced. If it's not balanced, you fix it, right? And that's all it is in traction. That's why you have light. Light is a compass, so you can balance out your flywheel. I know Chris loved that. If you get a flywheel communication, it tells you right away it's off balance. See? It shows you it's off balance. See, it's indication. See, it's off balance. It shows you. The light shows you, people. Put yourself back in balance. It shows you exactly where the balance is. Now it's balanced. See? It's in the center. See? It's in the center. In the center. Be up here, be here, down here, location, up here. Oh, wait, whoa. Okay? So it shows you. It's an indicator. It's a cursor. It's on your computer. Okay? So the actual light is nothing but an arrow. That's what light is. Just an arrow. It indicates its position on platforms in communication light, attractions, and all lines of all communication. It's an indicator of a compass, a position of balance of what's below and what's above. What's in the center correlation? Your platforms. Travel lines of communication. Your eye central communications of your eye is that location. Hooah! Okay? Your eye, people. This is your eye. The center core system, the AVR, and the ion line connections of your galaxies and location. And then you set lines of communication sending to travel. This is your eye. What's above, what's below? What's above is the Earth. What's in position locations? Ground lines of the Earth, upline rotation of space. Now you understand what the eye central calculation is? Now the position of the center core lines is your data highways, which is your box frames of data that comes in traction. Setting communication and position location setting. Data comes in, process. Went through your eye. Right? So it center core lines out, comes back. Center lines out, comes back. Right? So it's really amazing what your eye can do in tractions. Scan position line centers. Once you stand the right or the left, the eye central line communication setting opens up programs. Let's go with the eye circle location of your cataracts. Directs modification line signals, right over left. Okay, so your binaries are going. That's what your eyes are doing. It's it's trying to find its balance. And that's why you have the light to help you out. Right? It's off balance, isn't it? See? Look where the indicator is. Look where the arrow is. Look where the light's pointing. All right? It's off balance, right? So to get yourself back in balance is to get yourself back in balance. The platform communication setting. Are we in the center? Okay? Copy that. We're in the center operational line. Connects all levels of operational line system. Now we can travel location on platforms and communication line setting in position with calculation to a system. Hooah! All through light. Okay? Now you understand the importance, how important it is to actually communicate with light, people, to understand how to use it through your hands, how to use it through a digital board. Because what? It's aware of consciously of what you do, and it's trying to help you out through level, through compass, through scale, and set location through your what? Flywheel. Okay? So how important is light in travel? Extremely. But now you understand what your eyes are. They're platforms, guys. You go back. You go back and beyond. You go back and beyond. Okay? That's why you have the eyes. It's the windows. It's the soul. What are you doing in position when you are sleeping? Your eyes, you open ovals of the eyes, looking around, lines setting high position travel lines. So you're traveling in the back, right? And you're seeing, and then So then you come forward, looking around. Oh, wow, holographic screen lines. Oh, the next 8,000 over there. Clock line communication setting. So in position when you wake up and set location, you come back and set it. Do it again. So every time you're in recharge, that's what happens. Understand? All right. Now you understand what's going on every single time you go and recharge. Because it makes sense. What are platforms? It's the eye-central lines of the windows of the soul. The windows goes to where? The soul. The soul. The soul. The soul. Hooah! Okay? It goes back in the line. It goes back in the center. It goes back in the cerebral. It goes back in the mystical cortex. And it just travels. So when you wake up, you're back where you are. You open your eyes. Okay? That's all it is. That's all it is, right? But I show you how powerful it is to understand the light. It's a compass. Okay? Once you understand that, then you understand what light is and what it does for you. Through timeless, shapeless, and formless, at all calculations and all timelines, all at once. Okay? Ooh-ah! All right. I'll see you guys in 5.